Feels good to be back. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Ep.4 signing in, and welcome to Chicago Bears Weekly, Season 9, Episode 4. And in today's episode, since we're about a week away from the first round of the NFL Draft, I'm going to have a little fun here in this episode and do my Bears Mock Draft 2.0. Now, I want to give you guys a preface before I start this. I'm not a draft expert. I am not a draft expert. I like to do these things for fun. I like to have a little fun doing these things. If you guys are looking for some draft experts, go find somewhere else because I am not that. I do these things to have fun and to kind of play around with what the Bears could possibly do in this year's NFL Draft. But I'm not going to make this intro any longer. Without further ado, let's dive into it. Of course, we're going to pick our Chicago Bears. I'm going to do all 7 rounds, and I'm going to go normal speed. I'm probably going to do 2 rounds of this, but let's get into it. Titans, Cam Ward, Jaylon Walker. Wow, Adore Carter. Let's see, no, I'm not going to move back that far. We move back 5 spots. We get another second. I think I might do this deal. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. Because the guy that I would want for the Bears, I'm not moving back any further. So we're going to reject. We give so much, but we're going to reject that. Look at this. Some of the guys that I would want the Bears to have are still on the board. We have a guy like a Shamar Stewart, still on the board. Mykel Williams, still on the board. Armar Membu, still on the board. But in this situation, is going to take a guy, Mykel Williams, to help with our edge rush on the edge because I've always said we need another pass rusher opposite side of Montez Sweat, and Mykel Williams can provide just that. Now, we move back, but I'm going to reject that. We lose the second round, reject that. Move back a couple spots, reject, and I'm going to reject. Now, this is where you get your running backs. Now, I think, like I said, for most people, that I personally believe that running back is a position that can get depth in his draft. And since Omarion Helton fell this far, I'm going to get Omarion Helton because the Bears need some running back help outside of Swift. And as much as I like Roschon Johnson, I think we could add a bit more explosion into this Bears running back room. And Omarion Helton can provide that for this Bears football team. Now moving back, we get a round 1 next year for the Colts and a round 2 next year. We still got a 46 pick, but we get another first round next year and second round next year for a Colts team that's not projected to do very well. I might have to think about that offer. We get a haul, but we move back a little bit further. I'm going to reject that. I think I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that deal. No, and hell no, I'm not trading with the Packers. Okay, so we get Omarion Helton running back. We can use some more interior presence. Grady Jarrett's good, but he's getting a little older. We can use some tight end help in this draft. We got Kmet. I think we can use some tight end help. We can use some D-line help. Offensive line is always going to be a need. But this one is a little bit tough because I'm conflicted between Connerly, and you guys know I'm biased to my Ohio State Tyleik Williams. But I think if you get offensive line, I think offensive line is a place that you go. I still personally don't believe Braxton Jones is the answer at left tackle. I think the way the Bears are going, they're going to give it another year. But me personally, I just don't think that Braxton Jones is the solid answer at left tackle. We get a second round, third round, and fourth round. Those are probably going to be late round of those picks because the Ravens are a football team. They're going to be I'm going to reject that. Today's video is brought to you by ExpressVPN. For me, it is very important to have a VPN to protect my online privacy. It'd be very, very creepy if there was someone out there who kept a log of every single thing that you did online. So why let your internet provider really do that to you online? The best thing to do is to get yourself a VPN, and why not go with ExpressVPN, the best VPN available. Personally, I like it for the fact that you can unlock Netflix shows that you do not get in the US market. Now, one show that I've started to get myself into is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You search Brooklyn Nine-Nine in the US, doesn't come up, but you can switch your location to Canada and you can research Brooklyn Nine-Nine again, and bam, it pops up right then and there, and you can catch up on your episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Now, if you click the link in the description below, you will get 3 free months of ExpressVPN. Just by clicking the link below and you sign up today, you will get 3 months free of ExpressVPN. All you have to do is click the link down below and you will get ExpressVPN. Now, let's just get back to the video. And I'm surprised Quinshaw and Junkins are still on board. The Bears can use some little bit safety depth. We can use some tight end depth as well. And I think in this scenario, I'm not sure how Brisker's health is going to be, so I'm going to take Xavier Watts here. I have to get some sure up the safety depth just in case of Brisker's health. Even though Brisker is a fine football player, good football player, and Kevin Byers getting a little older, gonna have to draft the safety to get some replacement, some young replacement at some point. So Xavier Watts is the pick for me there. And I watched Xavier Watts in the college football playoff championship game against my Buckeyes. We ended up winning it, but I like what I've seen from Watts, so I think he could fit in with this Bears Dennis Allen defense. I'm gonna reject, and we get 2 sixths. And we only move back a few spots. I could take that and use some ammo. I think, no, and they're giving us a bunch of stuff, but no, and okay, so we can use some D-line depth, and I think this is the spot where you get it. You can get some tight end depth. I think we use some D-line depth and get Deion Walker, the interior presence from Kentucky. And I think the Bears, I think I'm done trading with this particular draft. This particular run through, I think I'm done with the trades. And we got our no and no. Linebacker depth we can use. Corner depth we can use. But I think we're going to go linebacker depth here with Mountain Jr. from Georgia. Comes from a good program. Comes from good defense. Get some depth in that linebacker position. Edwards and Edmunds, I love them. We lost said board in the offseason. We got to get some replacement depth for that. So we're going to get the 191st pick in this draft coming up. And the guy I was looking at just got off the board. The guy I was looking at just got off the board. I was looking at Seth McLaughlin. I really was. I was really looking at Seth McLaughlin. But we can use some cornerback depth for the Bears. We can use some receiver depth. I'm going to take some corner depth with this pick. The Bears need some corner depth. I like that we signed Kyler Gordon. I like that Stevenson started to improve a little bit, but I still think we use some depth. We can use some interior offensive line depth. I still think we can use that. We get some receiver depth, but I'm going to go with the interior offensive line depth with Miles Frazier out of LSU. I don't know why they think suggested a quarterback. We don't need to take a quarterback. Okay? Relax. We got Caleb. We got Badger as backup. And we got Case Keenum as a veteran in line. Relax. This is a place where we could take value. We could take Gaston, Aronde Gaston II, tight end depth in that tight end room, which could help with this Bears football team. And we got 2 more picks here. We can go the interior offensive line just to get some depth. Howard Cross III just to get some depth in that defensive line. We get some interior offensive line depth there. And then when we're talking about the last pick of our Bears draft, I think you could go wide receiver to get some more depth. Just bring some guys in. And that's what I'm going to do. And I think this is going to be the only run through I have. But this is a draft I like. You get your edge rusher, Mykel Williams. You get your running back depth with a guy like Amarion Hampton. Get some offensive line. Get that deeper with Connolly. We get a bank. The Brisker and Body are going to be healthy, but you get a quality football player in Xavier Watts. You get Deion Walker to add depth in the interior of your defensive line. You get Bondon to help with the linebacker depth after Sanborn's loss. You get more corner depth, which we can use. You get interior offensive line depth. Even though you got a lot in the trenches, you can still get some more to replacement because our trenches was that bad last year. So if we get Gaston, some tight end depth opposite of Kmet, you get some more interior line depth. Then you get some wide receiver depth just to help further this roster. So I like this draft. I like this draft from the Bears' perspective. So at the end of the day, this is the draft for the Chicago Bears in 2025. But that is going to conclude this week's episode of Chicago Bears Weekly, the Mock Draft 2.0. Make sure you guys leave this video a like. Comment your thoughts about the draft and what you think the Bears should do down below. I always read my comments, so I'm interested to see what you guys will say. And make sure you click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're not miss any of the content that I post. But I'm Ep.4 signing out. Make sure you guys stay safe. Have a great and excellent day. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.